I'm gonna give you 11 back exercises that you could use to get a stronger back, and we're gonna start right now. So the first thing that I'm gonna share, and this is a movement that I've used with all the athletes that I've coached to get to the Olympics, all of the athletes that I've coached to get to 10 different world championships. Every single athlete or every single program that I help with athletes and with coaches that have led to NCAA All-Americans, NCAA championships, state championships, and even professional opportunities use this first movement. And that's going to be a neutral grip pull-up. So you can get to this position here, come down, okay? Try and hang through at this point, come back up. And I love to do this weighted. I love to do this unweighted. I like to do this for a rep out. I like to use this movement a lot with wrestlers. I like to use this movement a lot with swimmers. Every single individual is going to benefit from a neutral grip pull-up. You can do this for like 5 sets of 5 and then do a rep out. You can do this for 4 triples weighted and then take that weight off and do as many reps as possible. Now let's get into the next one out of 11 back exercises. So the next movement's gonna be a little bit of a play off that neutral grip pull-up. And I think when we're thinking about the back, you're looking at lats, lower back, even traps per se. And this next movement sort of goes in with the lats. And if we're training lats, you're probably gonna be hitting the biceps a little bit as well. So pause, chest row. Now, I'm gonna show you on this sweet Craigslist special. This is a $50 buy off Craigslist back before Craigslist got infiltrated by all the creepers. And what you can do is get a bench like this and you can elevate it. If you don't have a bench like this, I'm gonna provide a little bit of an alternative. You wanna use weights here and you can use a barbell or you can use dumbbells here. And you come up and you pause. Down, pause, down, pause. When you're hitting that pause, what you're gonna do is you're squeezing the scap really well. What I like to cue athletes on is that when we're benching here, okay, we're gonna be in this packed position. If I'm a shot putter and I'm throwing here, I'm gonna be throwing from that packed position and then moving forward. So it's a movement that not only carries over for bodybuilding to get a bigger, freaking stronger back, but it also carries over to other sports performance realms. Now, if you don't have this bench, just use an incline, okay? So we can get on the incline bench here, hold right here, come up. You're gonna hit a little bit more of the upper traps when you're on the incline, so just be aware of that. But both of these exercises are absolutely fantastic. Now the next one's gonna be a little bit more powerlifting based. Next one, the tried and true reverse hyper. Now, I like to go crazy, crazy, crazy heavy on the reverse hyper. Let's say like 345s on each side. Swing the absolute out of it. Comment down below about how bad that is for me. I don't care. Swing it. If we get here, okay, I want dorsiflexion in the ankles. I want this to come under, and I want you to squeeze up at the top here and try and arch that back. Oh, dorsiflex. Squeeze the glutes, dorsiflex, squeeze the glutes, dorsiflex, squeeze the glutes. I have a 25 on each side, still swinging. I can still feel that in my abs. I can still feel that light up my erectors while leading to the glutes. If my glutes are stronger, my back's gonna get stronger. If I can sort of round, arch, that gives me a nice pump. I'm going through flexion, extension. It's going to get stronger. You can do this semi-controlled with less weight. You can do it completely uncontrolled with a lot of weight and you will still feel it. It's an absolutely fantastic movement to get your back stronger for deadlifts, for snatches, for cleans, for front squats, for back squats, for box squats, for behind the neck jerks, for anything you can freaking think of that transfers over to a ton of strength. Now, the next movement is something that you guys can do basically anywhere. And we like to use this with athletes who struggle with deceleration, that struggle with dynamic trunk control. And this is sort of like our banded posterior twist. Okay, so I'm gonna walk away from this point where I'm gonna reach and try and lengthen all through, I guess that would be my QL, all through here, and even my lats, come back up. I'm gonna post up here, so we will get a little bit of adduction work and come through. The big thing though is I wanna lengthen, come up. Here, lengthen, come up. And you're gonna feel this, oh yeah, throughout the entire lower back and even into the lat a little bit, and then try and hold this position here. Okay, you're gonna get really strong through the entire range of motion, that's a little bit different. We're getting more into a rotation. You gotta do both sides. So we can do both sides, let's say 3 sets of 12, 1 set of 20 on each, get over on the reverse hyper, do 4 sets of 17, and you will get an extraordinarily strong back in multiple different ranges. The next exercise we're gonna give you is one of my favorites, one to get an ungodly huge pump in your biceps and in your lats. The other thing is it trains your abs as well. But the big aspect we have to look at is, does this strengthen our back? And remember, if we're trying to think about back strength, we've got to think about, can your back uphold squatting a massive amount of weight? Can it uphold pulling a large amount of weight? Can your lats handle a large amount of weight? And that's where this exercise comes into play, is that we have to go hand over hand, heavy as sled pull. And so we're gonna work through this entire long pull. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Do that for 5 to 7 minutes straight, okay? You will feel that like crazy inside your lats. And the stability that your erectors provide when you're holding that athletic position also strengthens everything in your back. So use heavy sled pulls at least once a week. It transfers absolutely phenomenally, not only to strengthen your back, grip strength, bicep strength, and that ab strength. 3 exercises on the glute ham, okay? So if you have one of these machines at your gym, use them. First one, let's say we hold this position. Actually, this is like 4 exercises, right? So we're holding this position. Next thing that we can do, get dumbbells and row. So we can row like this, whoops, boom, 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 boom. You can do here. Holy crap, that's gonna blow up your lower back and your lats. Okay, so you can do that, hold that iso position in the glute ham, and you can hit that for like a set of 17. The next movement is gonna be more rotationally based. This exercise is also phenomenal and it's great for sports performance. But it's also great if you're an individual who struggles with back pain. Actually, recently I was running, I did this a couple times now, where I've turned to look for a car and I've ended up hurting my back. And this specific exercise, for some reason, sort of like just popped my back into place both times, okay? So we'll go here, and we're here, up, 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 up. So it looks funky, right? You wrap this through, sneak under, you'll get a huge pump on that left side, and then you switch sides. Those are the first 2. The third one, this is going to be probably my all-time favorite, and I'm gonna show you almost in like a goblet position. So we'll get on here, get set, like this, and I wanna round, arch, round, arch, round, arch, round, arch, oh. Also, you should just do all 3 of those exercises right in a row, but do that round back, arch, round, arch. That's where you're gonna feel that tremendously through the middle of your back. Your erectors will get a nice pump. All 3 of these movements, I think, should be used as accessories, or even if you're warming up for like something specific, so like change of direction, you could use that rotational glute ham to help improve that trunk control. So the next exercise is something that you can use to teach people who are struggling to really find rhythm when they're snatching. And I believe most bodybuilders, most fitness people who just train in general should learn how to do this movement dynamically, because it can be challenging, but it can improve the dynamic aspects of your lower back and even of your traps. And so this is going to be just a snatch high pump. That's it. We're not actually going to be racking the snatch. We're just doing this pumping movement. If we get set, okay, we want to have our snatch grip. In my case, I'm going a little bit more narrow, but let's just get here. We want to think about targeting the traps and the upper back. But when you load at the hip, you will feel this in your lower back. So we'll go here. Oh, I'm going to come forward and I'm going to bend my knees and my hips. Pump, pump, pump. Do that for like 5 sets of 7. A lot of athletes, especially powerlifters, will sort of be like rigid and they'll sort of get pulled forward. Try and get here and then reload effectively. Okay, when you reload effectively, That's where you're gonna prevent those back injuries. It's an absolutely phenomenal movement to help you get more explosive and to find that dynamic rhythm. Next exercise, you guys have seen me in the past do this with a barbell. It's great to even do this with a trap bar. You're gonna feel a little bit of the hamstrings, but you're also gonna be forced to be much more stable. And I'm gonna show you two different variations, okay? So you can get in position here, and this is going to be a hater row because everybody's gonna comment down below that they can't believe that I'm swinging and I'm moving my torso so much and I'm gonna hurt my back. If we can shrug hard, okay, get that nice and tight and then overload the lats on the eccentric, your back will get stupid freaking strong. You're gonna be able to pull better, your deadlift's gonna blow up, and it's going to lead to a stronger posterior chain. So we can do a hater row like this, boom, boom, boom. Or, this is one for you offensive linemen, D linemen, you can get set in that kickstand position. Baya, baya. So you're using a little bit of hip extension, then you're gonna target that lower back. Now, let's pair that. Let's pair that with this, my new favorite. So I'm gonna get set here. What do you think that favorite is? Of course, it's going to be a Zercher RDL. I'm here. Oh, boof, boof, boof. Doing both of those exercises back to back is freaking hard. You're gonna load up that lower back. You're gonna feel that in your scap. You're gonna get a nice pre-fatigue from that hater row, and then you have to squeeze through your abs as well. And that's a big thing when we're thinking about back exercises. I think about trunk, I think about my abs, I think about my erectors, I think about my traps, I think about my lats. Now, this last exercise, and everybody right now just loves Jefferson curls. They love Jefferson curls. Everybody's like, Jefferson curl, Jefferson curl. We gotta just do more Jeff curls, bro. If we do more Jeff curls, all my life problems will go away. This is a variation of a Jefferson curl, sort of, with just a slightly rounded back, okay? Just slightly, okay? And we're gonna get set here. Oh, we're gonna pull. We're gonna do an elevated deadlift here. Boom. A little more knee flexion right here. Boom. 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 One more. Boom. So, it's an elevated deadlift. You can change the height of the plates. You can move one plate off. You can use boxes, whatever you need to increase that range of motion. And I even like to think about warming up with like a round back glute ham and then coming over and really hitting this pretty hard. And I think that's one of the big factors is that inside of our strength training app, our accessories will be based around movements like the round back glute ham, like the glute ham rows. We're putting in dynamic back movements inside of our strength training app so that you guys can work through your day and become better athletes, become more involved with fitness, and to have less back pain. So head over to peakstrength.app, the Google Play Store or the Apple iOS Store, because remember, freaks, if you want to become a champion, you've always got to cultivate your power. Peace.